Everybody in Britain, we're fascinated with Kate Middleton. I think it's great. It's a fresh air for everyone, inspiration, and well, we expect a lot from them. And anyway, William deserves the best, and I think she have got it.
Yes, I have to say that she is now married, so you don't stand a chance, unfortunately. But you're still going to try.
Yeah. I want to wait until she come out of the window on the balcony and then seize the chance. But
You're going to seize the chance when she gets to the balcony?
Yes, I'm never going to lose my heart. But
okay.
Anyway, if William wins, good for him.
The best man wins. Well, you stay optimistic, okay? Thank you very much.
Well, thanks very much. I loved the chess banner I saw just a few minutes ago. I think it said, "Checkmate, Kate. You've taken the king." Which, oh, there it is. Lovely. Yeah, that's got to be up in the top 10. That's very good. That's very good. All kinds of homemade banners. Homemade ones are the best. And on Whitehall, clustered around the cenotaph, again, a sea of people gently making their way along Whitehall and probably hoping to get to the other side of St James's Park by around 1:25, or they will miss the big event which we're waiting for, the balcony appearance. And a good moment again for me to talk to my two special guests, Simon Sharma and Sir Malcolm Ross. And to introduce, I hope it doesn't sound too negative at this point, Simon, we talk a lot about the fact that we live in a very cynical society today, far less deferential. We were showing clips of 1981 and 73 and 47, very different country, very different world we live in. Is this scene one that undermines the theory that we've become a very cynical society?
Oh, it must do, mustn't it? I mean, it's interesting, the American papers in particular, where I spend most of my time, were full of, you know, the tarnished crown. New York Times had a rather ridiculous image of a crown wrapped in cling film or something like that. And it makes good sort of headlines. If you want to say the two Britons, one beautiful, one glamorous, one magnificent. You know, as a people, we're not stupid. We know we have trouble. We know there are difficulties. It doesn't necessarily make us childish or naive about that, but for the one day we live in the moment where we can celebrate our past, our future, our political stability, which is still enviable in much of the rest of the world. And there are moments, you know, there's a sort of wisdom when you suspend cynicism. It's a different kind of knowledge. It's a knowledge about the innocence of a wedding day, best knowledge of all.
It must be a difficult balance to strike, Sir Malcolm. You know how the royal family works, inside out and back to front. We are in a less deferential society, and the way the royal family interacts with society as a whole surely has to be recalibrated in some way.
Yes, and constantly so. I think it has done throughout the Queen's reign, and it's certainly latterly. We are moving forward, the Queen is moving forward, she's making changes herself, and she's encouraging her family to do so too. So yes, there is progress, constant progress.
And doing so with a bit of resistance, because tradition is a very cherished thing, or doing so willingly?
I think the Queen is very proud of her inheritance, we all are. So yes, there's a certain amount of looking back. But then she realises, as well as everybody else, that you can't actually face backwards. You've got to move forwards.
I want a sense from you, Sir Malcolm, what it's like to be in the palace, looking out of the windows at a scene like this, because that's Trafalgar Square, but look, that gives us a sense of the crowds, OK? And if we have a look at Buckingham Palace and what's going on there, I just want a sense from Sir Malcolm, really, of how exciting it is to look out of those windows and sense this army of people approaching.
It's amazing. It's wonderful. If you think back to the end of the Second World War, Princess Elizabeth came out of the palace. She wanted to join the crowd. So unbeknown to her parents, she came down and into the crowd. It's that famous, it's that good, it's that exciting. And the view you get from the balcony is breathtaking.
It's a thing, Simon. I mean, just a sense again of this relationship we're talking about between people and the sovereign. And it seems to me that when these balcony appearances happen, you have an electric current that runs really between the two.
I think that's true. I mean, a balcony is about distance and togetherness. In that sense, the distance of monarchy is preserved, but it suddenly becomes drowned by the togetherness because you're seeing each other. It's as though that distance for a moment has been abolished in a celebration. That's a special thing.
Let's take a pause, because I am keen to bring in lots of voices from the crowd, because what is the day about at the moment. And we'll be joining Fern in a few seconds because she's got a few other guests. Before we do that, I'm just looking here at the sense of ages and the spread, because again it's interesting. We talk a lot about tradition and the fact that it's the over 50s and over 60s in Britain who value tradition and heritage. But this crowd is lots of young people.
Yeah, lots of, not only from all over the world, but lots and lots and lots of young people talking about, you know, the dresses and everything else that young people will talk about. So, I mean, it's a good sign. Nobody needs delude themselves that as Malcolm says, there is always work to be done to make the monarchy fresh. But it's a moment of genius in which actually, you know, banners and flags and waving passes to the next generation, and the kids of Britain respond.
Well, I'm going to include Fern in the kids of Britain because I think she's roughly the same age as Prince William. I hope that's not going to upset her when I say that. Fern, let's have some more voices from you.
So as the crowds rush down the Mall all to get, they're literally all running now to get right down the front to see that balcony scene take place in a moment. I've bumped into a Knight. Hello, Mr. Knight.
Hello, how are you?
Are you sweating under there slightly?
It is very warm, yes.
So why have you come dressed like this today?
I actually left Worthing in West Sussex on Saturday, St George's Day, and I walked the 60-mile journey to the palace.
Oh my goodness, all for charity?
Absolutely, raising money for Chestnut Tree House, which is a children's hospice in Sussex, and Help for Heroes.
Look, good for you. I thought I had it bad wearing heels all day today, but this looks ridiculously uncomfortable.
Yes, I have immense pain in my feet, lots and lots of blisters, but worth it for the money that we've raised for charities. Can I give the website?
I'm not sure we can do that, but I tell you what, have you got a friend with you who can give you a good foot rub later on, a massage perhaps?
I certainly have. Yes.
I'm not offering, I'm just saying, have you got someone with you?
Yes, I think I'll be well cared for.
Okay, do you want to make a very slow walk to the front there to go and get a good view?
I would love to.
Okay, go on, a few more steps, off you go. Well done, congratulations, thank you very much.
Well, from the studio, I can tell you, and Sir Malcolm Simon here with me, we're looking out of the window, so why don't we have a peep inside the studio for a second so that you can see the vantage point that we have here, because we're quite proud of it. Look, we can see right across to the memorial, and we're now in the position where this surge that we've been talking about is happening right before our eyes, and it's a very powerful thing. They're coming from that direction, and they're going to fill all of this area in front of the palace gates, and it's at this moment for us here, looking at individuals and faces, this is now for us the great sense of the history of the day. And Sir Malcolm, it's a wonderful thing to see.
It's an amazing thing to see. It doesn't happen very often, and it's just terribly special when it does happen. It's a very clever manoeuvre by the police to bring so many people with great care and safety to this area.
Well, let the crowd surge, let them come along, let them fill the gaps. We'll be back in a second. I'm very keen to go over to Westminster Abbey and join Sophie once again to talk to some of those who are at the service.
Yes, we've got some very special guests here. Prince William's search and rescue colleagues from Anglesey, where he lives and works. Wing Commander Steve Bentley, Squadron Leader Ian Spike Wright, and Sergeant Keith Best. Good afternoon, welcome to you all. Thank you so much for coming in. What was it like?
It was a little surreal, actually. It was a great ceremony. It was quite informal atmosphere to begin with, when people were milling around waiting, and then just a beautiful ceremony. Yeah, very good.
You know Prince William really, really well. What did you think? How did you think he was on the day? He looked very relaxed to all of us.
He did. I think he looked a lot more relaxed than I was on my wedding day, and that was probably in front of a couple of hundred people, not a couple of million. Yeah, but he looked very relaxed, very calm, and they definitely, as they left the Abbey, looked as though they were really enjoying the moment.
And Kate, didn't she look beautiful?
She looks absolutely amazing. First glimpse of her walking into the church there with that amazing dress, floating past us down the aisle. William is certainly a very lucky man.
You know them very well, obviously. You work with them the whole time. You've met them all. You've met them both. What's it like seeing them on this sort of massive international stage?
So it's very surreal when we see William at work every single day as a pilot, just one of us, part of the crew, part of the team, and to see them with all the pomp and regalia, with all the finery of his dress in the church, is just such a contrast and such an amazing thing to be a part of.
And that's what everybody says about him. He is one of the team, isn't he? He works very closely with all of you, and he's just one of the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And he fits into that straight away, and that bond has just got stronger. He's absolutely one
of the team, and he takes part as fully as possible.
And as part of the one other team, you do ribbon quite a lot, don't you? A lot of. Is it true that you've been using those sort of engagement mugs and the tea towels and?
To a point, it's true. Yes, I think some of it's been blown out of proportion. There has been the odd item purchased, yes, so that we can show him how to support, shall we say?
The odd item. Go on, tell us.
We have a cushion. We have some royal tea. Supposedly that he's tried and given his seal of approval.
Now, he keeps saying to us all he wants to go back, and he wants to go back to Anglesey, get on with his job, work with all of you, and resume his life as it was before. I hope you're going to let him do that.
Yeah,
or you're going to be giving him all the wedding mugs and things like that.
We all see William serving the country in this kind of regard today, maybe signing, opening things, this, that and the other, but he also serves the country every single day, saving lives, flying frontline search and rescue helicopters and laying his own life on the line properly every day to save people in need, and a great ambassador for Great Britain.
You must have been very proud as well. I mean, he's invited all of you. How many people here today from RAF Valley?
I guess there's above 40.
40,
including
really?
our partners and spouses.
Well, a great honour to all of you. He obviously really holds you in very high esteem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.